What's up YouTube? Sake1 here with an update video on my 75-gallon reef build. This is day 47, I believe. Haven't shot any videos between my first video and this one. I'll try to be a little bit more diligent and try to do at least one a month. So if you watch my first video, the first thing you're going to notice is that my aquascaping has changed. I went ahead and bought the Marine Land epoxy stuff. You can see some of it right there, and bonded my rocks together the way that I wanted them. Over time, the coralline should cover that stuff up, and you won't even be able to tell. So as you can see, the tank looks quite different. My cycle seemed to go really fast. I never really got a high ammonia spike. I started by putting the dead shrimp in there, the dried live rocks, and the live sand. After a night, the live shrimp turned into basically milk, so I put a couple more in there, and then 3 days later, my rocks started leaching, I think what was phosphate, and it just got really nasty in there, so I took all the shrimp out. And about a week after that, everything calmed down, the water cleared right up, and since then, I had a small ammonia spike, maybe 5 parts per million. After that, nothing. And then nitrites dropped way down, and then once my nitrates were about 5 parts per million, I started to add things, which took about 2 weeks. So first thing I added was I went to my local fish store and I got some live rocks, and I was a bit impatient. I just let the guy pick out the rocks for me from their bin in the back. And when I got home, I noticed that my live rocks had corals on them. And the first ones are these two tree corals. This one's not doing too good. The lettuce nudibranch is climbing all over him, but this one's doing good. Those guys kind of thrived in the tank from day one, even without it being completely cycled. And also, what came along with this is you can see right here some nice red bubble algae. I've been fighting that since I got it. And then all these little sponges here too, they were white, but I had a real bad diatom bloom a couple days ago and everything turned rust colored in the tank. So I got that rock, and then I also got this rock here. What came on him was some nice xenas over here. Those survived and are doing well. Got some more up there. And I also got some nice aptasias. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then I got this rock here, which I thought was covered in green hair algae, but I think it's a mix of GHA and also some macroalgae. And then this pink leather finger coral. He did not do well when I first put him in the tank because it was still cycling, and he kind of slimed over. And then a couple weeks later, he shed his slime, and you can see now he's got some good pulp extension. He's thriving pretty well. Everything's doing really good. Shortly after that, I went back to the fish store, or before I did that, I actually added my cleanup crew. It's about 20 snails, 10 Estrella snails. I got 10 Sarah snails, 3 starfish, sea cucumber, tiger tail. He lives kind of down in here under this rock. It took him about a week to come out. I think I'm going to remove him though, because he's basically a ticking time bomb. Eventually he is going to die, because everything does, and when he does, he'll release a bunch of toxins into the tank. Even if they are the least toxic of all the sea cucumbers, I still don't think I want him in there. So he's getting pretty comfortable though. He just started coming out and feeding at night pretty regularly. The next thing I did was I went and bought this guy right here, this little punk, the yellowtail damsel. I got him to kind of help speed up the cycling process. Please don't report me to PETA. He's doing great though. He picks on the other fish when I first put him in the tank, but after that he settles down. He doesn't really bother anybody, so I think I'm going to hold on to him. So then I started to add corals as well. The first one I got was this guy right here, local fish store. Had buy 2 get 1 free, $30 a piece. So I got this frag. It's a Montipora frag. You can't really see it very well, but it's neon green. It kind of glows. It looks really weird. It's cool. So I got that, and then I got these green star polyps that I put on my overflow box, and I'm hoping that they will spread out and just cover that box entirely. And I've seen some pictures of that, and it looked pretty cool. I want that box to be hidden. Even though it's black on the black paint, you can't really see it that well, but still. But they're thriving and growing pretty good. Starting to spread out onto the box. They pouted for about 4 or 5 days when I had my big diatom bloom the other day, and they've been back out. I just dusted them off a little bit. The next thing I got was this war coral right here. He came with those two. He's pretty cool. He's a real slow grower though. He just started to heal from the frags, and now he's starting to spread out a little bit. You can see a little lip on the bottom of him right there. So then after I got those 3, I waited about a week and went back and bought 3 more corals. I got this guy right here, who is pretty cool. My camera will focus. I got him, and then I got this Fabi here, and then I got this frog spawn right here. He's doing really good. The other corals are doing good. This one just healed, and you can see he's got some new growth right there. He's got real long sweeper tentacles. So then I waited about another week, and I decided I wanted something to eat the green hair algae, so I went and picked up the yellow tang. I wish I had done a little bit more research on him, or I wouldn't have got him. They don't breed in captivity, and their numbers are starting to deplete because they're very attractive and popular in the hobby. He was really hard to get acclimated. I acclimated him for about 2 hours with the drip method, and then I put him in the tank. He did well the first day. He was picking at the rocks, and after that, man, he just zipped back and forth throughout the tank all day. I thought he was going to have a heart attack and die. Wouldn't eat anything for about 7 days. I tried everything, nori, food soaked in garlic, every type of food you could imagine. And then I went to the fish store and asked them what they were feeding him, and they said they were feeding him Formula 2 Flake. Got that. He started eating like a pig after that. He really loves this macroalgae, and he spends most of his time picking at that rock right there. So the next week I went back, bought a couple more corals. I got the trumpet here, and I got the zoanthids here. These are really cool. I love these guys. I think they're my favorites. They look like little sunflowers. They're pretty cool. I think I'm going to make that a zoanthid garden, that whole rock back there. And then I also got this guy here. You can't see him with the light, but he's real neon. I'm not sure what he is. I forgot what he was called. Starts with a P. And after that, I didn't quarantine the yellow tang. Didn't quarantine any of the fish. Well, I tried with the clowns, but I'll get to that in a minute. I put the yellow tang in. The only thing that was in there besides him was the yellowtail damsel. I thought he had ick in the beginning, but I think his immune system was just low from being emaciated and starving. He developed a lobo, I can't pronounce it, but it's basically a virus. He's got on his top fin a little poof of white cauliflower looking stuff. Pretty normal for them to get, I read, and should go away on its own in a couple months. So we'll keep a close eye on him and see how that goes. The next thing I added was the green bubble tip anemone here and the 2 clownfish. And like I said, I quarantined them when I first got them. I wanted them all to be together. So I bought them all at the same time from the local fish store, got a good deal on them. And I put them all in the quarantine tank here, hoping that the clowns would host the anemone. Well, the anemone did not like that tank. I put him in there, and for the first couple hours he was good, and then in the middle of the night I checked on him. He was rolling around like a ball. He wouldn't take a foothold to the glass, so I pulled him out and just threw them all in the tank. Everything's doing pretty good. Last weekend I went and bought 2 more corals. I bought this guy here, which I believe is a chalice. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, he's cool. I just glued him to that rock right there. Come on, focus. And then I also got this guy here. I'm not sure if that's a stylo. I forget what he's called too. But that's pretty much it for livestock and an update. Had a real bad diaptom bloom. You can see some of that copper residue still in there. In my sump, I added some Chaeto. See that in there. It's doing pretty good. You can see all that diatom bloom still covering that. My tank was such a mess 3 days ago. Did a 30% water change and it finally cleared up. I added these 2 lights. These are the just the cheap Marineland LEDs for the Chaeto in there. They seem to work pretty good. I got 2 and they mount to the side and they're waterproof. I did experience a power outage, so I got to see just how full my sump would get, and it filled almost all the way up. And so everything's holding pretty good. I'll try to post about a video a month. Let me know what you guys think. If I'm doing something wrong or you think I could do something better, please let me know. Thanks for watching.